Good morning, everybody. I do believe we are now live. Oh, the embarrassment. Okay, so I already did the whole show. I did the whole show without you. And I'm watching your chat, and I'm like, why are you guys so detached from what I'm talking about? I literally was calling you guys out. You guys are talking about all this other stuff and what's going on with Sean. I see a big rant coming. And I'm like, no, I'm talking about this and I'm talking about that. And you guys have not one comment about any of it. And I don't know. Tom Jones, thank you, buddy.
Very nice.
So anyway, I have been covering all the news. I told you all about my trip. I told you about a bunch of stuff. And here we are. So luckily, thanks to Joa sending me a message on Discord, Ken just sent me a text on my phone right after I had figured it out. I had hit live, and I was even seeing the stream on YouTube. I just didn't hit the live button on stream and just totally brain farted that out. And I do apologize, and thank you for being patient and waiting around. Welcome to the show! Here we are for what's going on in sim racing today. Coffee, sim racing news, and general bullshit about sim racing and sim racing life. It was an interesting morning without you. I'll tell you that. I don't know. I can't recreate it. I did have a mini rant, but I don't think I'm going to do it again. I didn't like it. So, sorry. You guys missed the rant. Anyway, on with the show. Yeah, it's going to have to be a short show in order to make up for lost ground, Tom Jones. Not a lot of news to talk about. Again, one of those days. If there's something in sim racing that you want to talk about, now would be a good time. Not a lot of news topics. So when I talk about general BS about sim racing life, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I always leave that as a big blank in the show. Sometimes it's the primary story. Sometimes it's the secondary story. But little catch up. So I was not here last week. We had to fill in. So I want to thank, you guys get the rant. I want to thank Amir. It was Amir. So I didn't even get a chance to see it. Was it Amir who did? Let's see here. That would be this one. Yeah, there's Amir. I thought so. I just wanted to make sure I haven't lost my mind on everything. So I want to thank Amir for filling in last week. My phone was playing tricks on me because I had such crappy internet. But it allowed me to take a vacation. So I am back from vacation. And now that makes sense, Dan. When you typed it, I'm like, what is it? I'm right here. What do you mean? All right. Let's start off with where I was, what I've been doing, and how my life is going, and what's going on in the sim pit. So, last week I left, and I went on a motorcycle trip. And if you guys know motorcycle classes, I own what is called an adventure motorcycle. And that means a bike that's really mainly built for the road, but has some off-road capability. Our plan this trip was really pretty open, and we packed everything we needed. So outside of fuel and water, I had all the food, all my camping gear, all the clothes, everything I was going to need for the entire trip on my bike ready to go, including a pound of coffee. And we headed off into the Sierras towards Lake Tahoe. So, yes, technically all motorcycles can go off-road. Some do it better than others, Tom Jones. That is a correct statement. So our plan, and if you guys know the Sierras or any mountainous regions, our plan was basically to take a highway up the spine of the mountain and then get to a certain point where we could then take fire roads and trails down the ravine and up the other side and join up with the next spine and its highway. So that would be highway 108 or 88. 4, and then I think it was 108. I might be just making up numbers at this point. But we would do this, and then we would get out the other side, and when we get up to civilization and the next highway, we would then get water, fuel, and find camping for the night. So we did this, and we did 5 days total, 1,100 miles, with about 400 of that being dirt mileage. And yeah, so we would drop in, and did we see wildlife? Bears, deers, wolves, mountain lions. Luckily, on a good trip, you don't see bears, wolves, or mountain lions. So we had a good trip. Deer, we saw lots of birds, saw lots of squirrel and small rabbit type things. And the most predominant wildlife to be seen in the Sierras is going to blow your guys' mind. Blew my mind when I realized. Cows. There are just cows everywhere running through the Sierras. So anyway, yeah, it was done. Dan, I'm thinking about I put some pics in the Discord channel. There's one private pic in the members area, and there's 4 or 5 pics in the main area. I didn't get to take a lot of footage because it's very exhausting. Yeah, total mountain cows. They'll run up the side of the mountain too. They're crazy wild cows. They're semi-wild. Anyway, so on this trip, I did crash my bike once. I did drop my bike another time. That was still 3 or 4 times less than the previous trip. We did some treacherous roads. It was scary at times. It was hard work most of the time. And on our 4th night, we were running low on food. It was brutally cold, and we were both we didn't have enough food in us. We were running out of energy, and it was time to head for home. So what could have been a 7-day trip, depending on how things went, ended up being a 5-day trip, which in the end was great because it still took me 3 or 4 days to cover from it. Yeah, Tatanka, Tom. So anyway, that was my trip. With it, in that crash, I did bend a handlebar, so that's going to cost me some money. I did get a right front shock leak. That's going to cost me some money. And the big one, of course, is that I got an MTC, motorcycle traction control, and ECU, which is basically your electronic computer control unit, I think, failure. So my dash kind of went wonky on me, and my bike has something wrong with it. All those are going to cost me money, unfortunately. So, fantastic trip, but just like the last one, came home from the last trip and I needed a chain and tires and oil change. This time I need to figure out this ECU problem. I got to fix that shock seal, and I need to buy a new handlebar. So, a little bit of work, a little bit of money, and she'll be ready for the next trip, which hopefully won't be too long. So that's what's been going on with me. With that, I did come back with a lot of work that I'm working on, so I'm getting a little behind on things. I've got that Camus mini wheel, the wheel with the motor in the wheel. We've got a project over there that I'm working on that I can't say what it is. I'll be able to tell you about it next week. Hey there, Tom.
Wow,
Thank you.
I
will do my best. I haven't figured out if I'm gonna go like OEM style or upgrade style yet, to be determined. But thank you so much, buddy. Tom Jones helping out with frame rates and the motorcycle project. So that project is underway, and I'll be able to tell you about it next week. We've got the P1000 Sim Magic pedals under my feet right now. Unfortunately, I didn't get the motors, which means we're probably going to get 2 reviews. One of the pedals is a base set. I got the inverted model, and then a secondary set when we can get those motors on it and start working with how it can compare to some rather expensive pedals, if you know what I'm saying. So that is what's going on. And then, of course, we're still working on the Motion platform. I'm just kind of taking my sweet time because I'm enjoying it too much to put a lot of thought into it. I'm just driving it, and it's one of those things. Oh, whatever you do, don't ever go to a friend who has a Motion platform, because all it's going to do is leave you wanting. I'm not saying it's making you faster. I'm not saying it makes sim racing even better. But, man, once you've had it, it is really hard to turn off such a device. So, big honker monitor? No monitor reviews. If they send me one, I'd probably need to upgrade my computers just to run it. All right. So, what's going on at the Sim Pit? In my absence, the show moves on. Amir did the live show last week. Awesome job, Amir. Thank you so much. On top of that, Amir's latest video, which is auto start your racing apps. And this is a cool video. And this is the kind of video that if you haven't done this, you might want to watch this video and think about how you can put it to use for you. But how do you have your computer fire up what you need with the greatest of ease? So if you go through a certain startup ritual, you like to turn this on, you can turn that on. Yes, indeed, Ken E-Step. I totally get it. Yes, I've been blamed so many times. But yeah, if you have a bunch of programs you like to turn on in advance of getting into your sim, you can automate all of those tasks. And in this video, and this is where my little mini rant, I'm gonna make it a really mini rant this time. Amir put this video together that basically simplifies your life. Let's just say that you need to fire up your wheel app, your pedal app. You use some Race Labs or some third-party apps for telemetry or something. Maybe you use a Stream Deck and you want to put it in a certain mode for sim racing, and then fire up iRacing or R-Factor, Assetto Corsa. All of those steps that you got to remember. And how many times have you been in a room and you're like, oh shoot, I forgot to fire up such and such. And we've all been there, done that. Amir's video shows you how easy it is to make an INI or batch file, I think is how the method he used. And it does all this for you. And what makes me so mad is I believe this is where the community in sim racing has just gone to shit. Forgive me for saying it. But community was the backbone of sim racing for decades. For decades, community, DIY, instruction, helping out your bro, getting everyone up to speed, setup sharing. All of these things were essential elements of sim racing that have been left behind. And the end result, when I think about it, is I look at this video by Amir, 926 views, and that's great, that's awesome. But it should be 10,000 views. I mean, this is a great, beneficial, help you out video. And to me, there are people who could put a video out that said, I farted in my sim rig, and they're going to get 100,000 views on it. And Amir puts this awesome video that everyone in sim racing should know about, because if you have to do what I just said, it can be done. Bam. Anyway, all right, that was my little mini rant. It just makes me mad, and I feel it's the lack of community that used to be such an essential part of sim racing. And call me wrong, maybe I'm wrong on that, but I feel that's why there's a difference in the viewership and what type of videos succeed versus what types of videos just get unseen like this. So, by the way, does anybody know how you hurt this spot? So I originally heard it doing the Thrustmaster clamp adapter. And the lingering spot is right here. Does anybody know how you fix this? People love TikTok. What do you expect? I know, Jeff. I do. I understand it. I don't agree, or I understand that's what's going on, and I understand that's where people are. I don't understand it. So anybody who 20 years ago watched the movie Idiocracy knows exactly what I'm talking about and where we're headed. And tell me that movie was even 1% wrong. Joa, no, because I don't want to promote such videos. Well, I injured it. It's just, it didn't obviously get better. You're afraid it's amputation. Pixel, you're right. YouTube is doing us no favors. But yes, that is my right wrist. But I might be a lefty, depending on what you're talking about, Joe. Speaking of TikTok videos. All right. Anyway, awesome video, Amir. Great community video. I love it. And I think that 10 years ago, this video would already have 10,000 views. That's kind of where I was getting at with this. It's like, man, that's the kind of video that everybody needs. And the fact that people aren't even looking for what they need, they're looking for the fart video. It just kills me. All right. What else is up? Oh, I've already been through all of this, you guys. This is terrible. Forgive me. I did the whole show without you. So now all my things are scrolled out of place. We are going on flyby memory here, which is not good. So this isn't a dream anymore. This is posted on the 19th. Let's get started. This is posted by Superstar Racing Experience, aka SRX. Yeah, this wrist is killing me, guys. Hey, iRacing, I would renew, reply now. Wait, where's the OG? These are just responses. iRacing, oh my god, please be. So the picture is the SRX with the iRacing sunblocker. Excuse me. Yeah, it's true, Tom. YouTube kills me. Anyway, so here's the post. SRX, sim racing, Superstar Racing Experience, iRacing, join forces, and a lot of great positive comments to that picture. All right, also that I want to show you was there are only 4 drivers who remain. I don't cover esport much, but I do like to cover like championship level when I can find it. That's basically it, when I can find it, when I can sort through it all. So here we have the final 4 for the iRacing NASCAR. Steven Wilson, Garrett Lowe, Nick Ottinger, and Tucker Minter. I've been there. NASCAR Hall of Fame. September 26th, 8 p.m. That's when one of those 4 is going to win themselves the championship in the iRacing NASCAR. Jason Potter, I've thought about that. If I wanted to be just a quick sellout, and I have thought about doing this, it's just I'm not. I mean, there's a side of me that greed and glory have me consider such things, but it was like, okay, in 2023, realistically, and someone's going to steal my idea, but why don't you just hire like an 18 to 21 year old, mixed race female character who can sell it well enough, like can sit in the rig and drive, and I'm not saying she has to love it, but she has to at least be able to drive. So, a few driving lessons so you can at least know. And then I'll still write the whole show. I still look over here for my camera. My camera's up there now. I don't know if you guys noticed that change. But, yeah, I would really, it would work. Sim Racing Girl was purchased, I think is the best way to put it, by Fanatec. And she became a media relations partner with them. And then I don't know what I don't know what happened from there, but really for the most part she has not been seen or heard from much, to the best of my knowledge. If anybody has information on that, I'd love to know. So, all right. Get implants. I don't want implants. I believe he bought her away from her show. Purchased, I don't know. How do you hired, I guess is the word. But it was kind of included the shutting down the Sim Racing Girl channels, though. That's why I say purchased. It wasn't like just, hey, would you like a job? My wrist is killing me trying to operate this mouse at this angle. All right, did we have anything else? Yeah, I think I had. Oh yeah, Tony Kanon Sim Room, you guys. I don't know what happened to that, Callum. All right, that's obnoxious music. But Tony Kanon Sim Room. I wish I had endless space and could just do whatever I needed to do. That might help the show. I have to do this show in a cave. I should have changed the name to Sim Cave when I got here. Alright. Yeah, that's how I read it, Dan. That's about my same assessment. So, Hockenheim Ring. And here's the next post. This is on the 19th. You've been asking, we've been listening. SRX Racing is coming to iRacing. Well, they did the launch video that got me in big trouble and put me on the forever blacklist of Fanatic. That was the launch of the podium base, which I'll be open and honest because I call it like I see it now. There's no pulled punches around here anymore. Sim Racing Girl and Thomas Yakemeyer did a launch video for the podium base. And I was so over the top excited for the moment that I hosted my own Let's Watch It party with our community because I was genuinely super duper excited. That launch video was one of the worst pieces of media ever created. It was embarrassing, not only, I think, for them, but it was embarrassing for almost anybody watching it, I do believe. And my community, with the help of me, said some derogatory things during that stream, which got back to Fanatic, at which point they shut down my YouTube channel, some, strike against it that made YouTube turn me off instantly. And then in an attempt to fall on my sword and make things right, I sent them a very sincere apology because I honestly, our community owed them an apology. I'm not going to sugarcoat that either because some things that were said shouldn't have been said. Anyway, and they accepted the apology and released the strike against my channel, allowing the Sim Pit to move on and go. However, I have been on a blacklist from Fanatic ever since. So, which has been detrimental to the growth of this show at times, I do believe as well. So, anyway, I like to be honest, tell you guys. You thought they owe you a refund. All right, so SRX, are you guys excited? Yeah, I was bad. You know what I should have done? I should have seen what was going on, and I should have put a stop to it. I should have even potentially ended the stream when I realized that it was just going to be us railing on them. It was a terrible show, by the way. I'm not trying to take away from everything we did was inexcusable. Everything that was said that I'm referring to was inexcusable. But with that said, it was a terrible show. Wow. Great question, Tom. So they use a particular car in SRX, and if I'm not mistaken, they do run very specific conditions. So I believe they already have a lot of these tracks in iRacing. So we'll have to follow and find out exactly what it means. R-Factor. There was an update to R-Factor 2 that featured the 2023 Porsche Carrera Cup GB grid, including the stunning 315 car driven by Jason Lockwood. Your supply champ. Lockwood, your supply champ. Love it. I wish I had a company, Cole, whatever, that I could put on the side of the door. I was going to say, nice when your daddy owns a supply company. Jason could own the supply company. I don't know. Congrats to them for having the money. I wish that Cole something had enough money to provide me a race car. All right. Anything else? I think that's it from R-Factor 2. Rensport had some updates. So, here. Cole Motion Simulators. It's hard for me to conceive building motion simulators because as much as I love them, I'm still it can't be done at the level that I feel that I want it to be done, where I'd put my name on it. Maybe that's one of the reasons there's nothing that says Cole on the side of the door there. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, except for this show, which is a train wreck. No, but I am a little bit of a perfectionist. And so, yeah, vertically challenged shoes. I love it. I love it. Well, it needs to be my version of Cole, like me, not just stealing the name. All right, we got this. The Porsche slut in Rensport. I don't play the music, because then they take my stream away. Music probably wasn't very good. I'm going to just sing through it anyway. I'm a singing sim racer. Alright, yes, the new Porsche in Rensport. Pixel Therapy asked if I have personally tried Rensport, and the answer to that is no, I have not. Amir of the Sim Pit has. He's been our Rensport guy, and so far he has not been overly impressed. Joe, I can't repeat that. There was a game update to Rensport with some updates, so we can see what they're up to as far as making it better or modern. You see them all really at the bottom, not a lot. Added the Porsche, modified checkpoints detection code to improve accuracy of lap time calculation, change tabs and order and main menu, and that's about it. So not a huge update, but an update. Speaking of update, F1 23, Formula 1 23, they have made their driver update for September that includes the results from the Italian GP. So if that's your favorite sim, there you go. Forza, we got the new Corvette. Let's play this for a minute. This is the new Corvette E-Ray. And I want your thoughts on what you're seeing here. Okay, I gotta stop her right there. Am I colorblind? But in the game Forza, is it not green when you get on the gas, red when you hit the brakes, yellow for coasting or mid-throttle, right? This is their did they hire a colorblind narrator? Is that line not green like it always has been and always will be? Green for go, not blue for depression? Or calm? Find the most comfortable view for you down the track from inside or outside the car. Don't go, it's not blue yet. Watch this. Bam! Just hit him. It's Forza. You hear that sound, by the way? Did that sound like a car contact of any kind? How about this one? Oh, not this one. That's the white car he hits, I think. Blatant controller driving, I do believe. He hits this guy. Ka-chung! Okay, so... yeah, I don't know. Dan didn't see blue or green. It might be my coloring. I'm sorry, Joa. Yeah, all the way from the ground up. Yeah, Dan, thank you for bringing that up. I'm gonna state what Dan typed in. It's been a long time, but he's seriously excited for the new Forza. Looking forward to going back to what got me into sim racing in the first place. Yes, I think that is so important because as we all, myself included, can clown it at times, you do have to remember that so many people cut their teeth, so many people got their start. In racing, people talk about going back to go-karting, right? This is the go-karting of sims in the ladder or getting people in and where they start of things. It doesn't mean you can't come in at a different level, but most go through that path. So, very cool. Other things, so hot hatches, they're talking about the hot hatches. We only do 10 seconds of music. Especially that music. I can't do that. Been pretty cool with all the other music played up till now, but that's it? That's all I get to see there? That's it? Alright, what else? We already saw the Corvette. New generation of the Supra. Oh yeah, music. Oh, we went over. Hakone. Not showing much of these teasers, are they? Hot hatches, we already did that. I think that's it. Okay, yeah, that's it from Forza Camp. Mario Kart was your gateway. There you go, Joa. You have to stream this day one. I can make that happen. Yeah, the whole paying for early access, how friggin' inexcusable is that? And people, I know it's not you guys I'm talking to. Billy even said I ain't paying $30 just for early access. You friggin' people who can't wait 4 or 5 days and are willing to pay companies money to play it 3 or 4 days early. Why? This is getting back to my earlier rant and where has the community, what is happening to humanity? Am I wrong? Am I wrong on that? I don't think so. Yeah, we got cleansed of Tommy Chong. Yeah. All right. BeamNG had an update. So this was on the 21st, yesterday. Hotfix 0.30.1 released. Here's a quick heads up that we've deployed Hotfix to tackle some reported issues after the release of 0.30, which came out the day before, by the way. So 3.0, I guess that's a bigger news. 2 days ago, BeamNG released version 0.30 with a new vehicle, map expansion, gear shifting rework, and experimental VR. No VR, no buy. They have experimental VR support. And then a day later, they did do a quick fix to, I'm guessing after some feedback from people. Yeah, pay $30 to be a beta tester. You get it before they've put out the first patch. See, here's how it goes, you guys. BeamNG. Here's how it works in sim racing. BeamNG put out on the 21st, they put out their new update, new car, new map, some VR support, other things like that, version 0.30. One day, not 24 hours later, there was a hot fix. This hot fix fixed issues that it had happened because they had yet to test it on the masses. But as soon as the masses got feedback of certain things that weren't working, next day they had a hot fix. So people are paying $30 to $40 to be in that zone of time. Stupid. Don't get it. Okay. Anything else? What else? All right. Where am I on my tabs? Next tab. I have to look under my camera. All right. This is great news, and it's their words, not mine. This is from Fanatic. It has been a long time coming. Watch this space early next week. So what do we see? I do believe I see some kind of a new connector. I don't know. But I do see what looks like a connector. I do see a caveman holding a steering wheel. It is stupid. It drives me insane. When I see what these companies get away with now, and I'm like, it's not that they're doing it. It's an option. It's we the people that are that lame. Idiocracy. I think that was exactly when I figured out. All right, what else? DD made out of a rock. All right. Oh, I guess that's it. I think we're down to the end of the show. So, let's start off with some congratulations. Wednesday was Hot Lap Pump Day. Andrus Lissens went on dominating fashion to win the race, and there's a good shot of his Acura. He ran the Acura. So many Porsches on that grid, and he won in the Acura. Great job, Andrus. All right, last announcement, because Sunday is when it all starts up. This is the Sim Pit Racing League, Road Racing League, dual classes with the pros running the LMP2 cars and the amateurs running in GT3 cars. There will be post-race stewarding, so if you get out of order, we're going to correct you. Open setup, so everybody can get the most out of their car and themselves, and prizes for seasonal winners. So we're going to have prizes in both classes for winners at the end of the season. It should be fun. I will be there. I will be streaming from my end. I believe Amir is going to be streaming from his end. A few other drivers in the series I know are going to be streaming the races as well. We will have both 60 and 90-minute races throughout the season. So the kickoff of the season is the 24th, this Sunday, at Watkins Glen Boot. It's going to be a 60-minute race. Now, if you're not part of this and you want to be part of this series, you probably can still get in. I'm not sure if we're full yet, but you would need to go to the simpit.com, and we have an apply to race section. You're going to fill that out. You're going to need to get into our Discord channel. There's a link to that in the description of the show below. And we have a road series section there where you're going to be able to get the last minute information, because if you're trying to join last minute, it is on you to figure out what's going on, not on us to explain it to you. But we have it on the iRacing schedule as well, and it will kick off this Sunday. Very excited. The Oval guys, small crowd, small turnout last week. I will be there this coming Monday. I hope we get more than 8 drivers. A little disappointed. A lot of effort to only have 8 drivers. Speaking of dropping community. Anyway, Donald Warren won the race. Johnny Alford finishing in second, and David Clymer finishing in third. I noticed they ran no AI. They might have to kick that AI into gear on days that they only have 8. That would have been more fun with AI, I bet. Anyway, that was the official results from Kentucky. And with that, our series, 3 races into the season, Johnny Alford leading the way, 85 points. David Clymer in second with 84. And Donald Warren is tied for third. 3-way tied between Donald Warren, Ken Estep, and Andrew White for third. So, good battle and the points going on in that series. And that's exciting. And that takes us to Sim Rigs. All right. Anything else you guys have to talk about? I'm going to go through this pretty quick. Looking for real rigs. I'm not looking for money rigs. I'm looking for DIYs. I'm looking for that. No. Okay, that's pretty cool. There's a nice looking rig. First sim rig. Good job. Rate your setup. Oh yeah, one of those play seats. Where'd you get one of those things? No. Beat this, peasants. Yeah, great. Tuesday, Dan. Dan is back. Bought a CSLDD. Hope you don't regret it. Have to admit it's a good deal bundled now. You can always upgrade later, right? You're up and running. You're back up and running. It's an expensive hobby. Now Dan's seeing firsthand how expensive the hobby is as he re-enters. Another one of those play seats, by the way. Micro Center came in clutch yet again. Oh wow! Oh, check it out! Oh, what was the name? What was the name of this rig? Do you guys remember this? This thing was fascinating. Made completely out of wood. The RS1, I think it was. It was... Oh, I can't remember the name right now. Too bad. That was fun. Totally. I love when something is just a completely different way of doing it. No, it was wood. It was wood. It was plywood. Like really, really nice, like cabinet birch plywood. All right. See, this is what I'm talking about too. All of these like bought money rig. This channel on the sim racing channel on Reddit used to just have so many DIY rigs. I like seeing old desktop. Oh, I probably just screwed everything up, didn't I? No. We're good. We're good. Yeah, Deathmobiles. I want to see some Deathmobiles. That's what I'm here for. Hey! Xeria. Zira Maron. Sorry, I need my disclaimer. Awesome. I just put an R12 on my test rig over there. So, good job. I like that. I like that base. It's a good combo. And I love that you're trusting me in my review, obviously, of the FGT Lite. All right, you guys. Dan, I just threw away half of it. I have the front half, but the basket back is gone. All right, I think I am all done. That's it. That's it, you guys. Make another one. Sierra. Okay. Forgive me. Sierra. All right, well, that's a cool combo. I love it. That's getting quality where it counts, right? That's what I feel, how I feel about your setup. You have the quality where it counts, and then at a later date, sure, you can upgrade this or that, but ultimately you're doing it well, doing it right. All right, you guys, I do believe we have reached the end of an era. No, the end of a show, not the end of an era. I will be back next week, and it's good to be back from vacation and back in the studio. I have so many cool things going on here, so it's going to be a busy, busy couple weeks. And then Sunday, we're going to have the kickoff of the season. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock right here, you guys. Hopefully, we'll actually get it live. I think Amir's in charge. Tomorrow, we are going to have another edition of our podcast, video podcast. I do not recall the topics off the top of my head. We had like 2 or 3 things we wanted to talk about. So you're going to have my thoughts, Amir's thoughts, and we're going to keep that whole vibe going. So that's happening tomorrow. And then Sunday, of course, we have the race. So it's a very busy race weekend in the studio. And we'll be here each and every morning. So that is a good weekend kickoff. Thank you for being part of the show. Great comments. Thank you guys for getting me online because, again, we did this show twice. We did it for 20 minutes without you and then finally figured out what was going on wrong. So thank you for getting me on track, you guys. It would suck if we had never figured that out and ended the show. Thank you for welcoming back Sierra. Tim, thank you very much. And I am going to do my best to keep up the hard work. And awesome show. Thanks for being part of it, everybody. Get out there, do some sim racing. This is the Sim Pit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.